Welcome back, everybody, to the next episode of Avowed. Here we are in the Temple of Eothas. We've spoken to the Oracle, and we're moving through the temple. Now, I think this is the Oracle's private library. Oh, yeah, and we've got...
right behind you.
Oh, is that spider sleeping? True stories from the living lands. We've got a backpack here. Okay. There's a lot of books and lore here, but I think I'm going to deal with these spiders first. This one appears to be sleeping. I'm going to sneak up on this guy. There we go. Oh boy. Get the big guy. Get the big guy, Kai. Oh, god damn it. Okay. I barely even have to use my my magic here. It's pretty nice. Collected annals. Okay. So there's a bunch of stuff here. So let's start at the front here. So we've got... Wow, and one up there. Holy cow. How am I even supposed to get that? True stories from the living lands. Only the hardiest of explorers would dare take the long, dangerous trek to the living lands. While there's no denying its beauty, the diversity of plant life alone is a herbologist's dream. The inherent risk in blithely trekking through these pristine hills is more than most should undertake. Yeah, it's dangerous. Let me take a moment to tell you about the land itself. Rolling hills, greenery, and sun. The whole area feels like a succession of hills and valleys, each with its own ecosystem. While that declaration is a tad extreme, it can almost be said to be true. The combination of sun, geographical location, proximity to fresh water, valley depth, and the existence of hot springs have given the living lands a wide breadth of flora and fauna. Walk down a hillside into a valley and you'll find lush, verdant hills. Climb the next rise, you might see nothing but rock and boiling mineral springs. And the creatures. In my travels, I've seen it all, and this place never ceases to amaze me. Trolls. I'll never forget my encounter with the trolls of the living lands. I had just narrowly avoided being consumed by a giant plant, more on that later, and was running as fast as I could to get away from it. I broke the crest of the hill, and the valley below was wide, green, wet, and covered with low, thick-branched trees. Vines grew everywhere. Between the trees, across the tops of them, down to the ground, it as a mess of vine and green, okay? Cautiously, I worked my way down toward the basin, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious, and it's a good thing I did so. I noticed not all the trees appeared to be trees. I froze, dropping to the ground in an effort to minimize my appearance. One of the trees moved, lumbering slowly away from the cluster. It's then that I realized it was a troll stepping out from among the group of trees it had been resting against. With a few more steps, I would have walked right into their home. The camouflage these trolls exhibited far exceed any I had ever seen before. I hope to return again in the future and observe them more. Is the Oracle writing this in his travels? He's been around for 600 years, so... So trolls. Large and can camouflage themselves in the forest areas. Gotta make note of that. Insects. While I've never seen them, I've read reports of giant insects in the living lands. Centipedes, flies, mosquitoes, and hornets, all 10 times the size you would see them elsewhere. Imagine making camp. You've just gotten everything set up. There's a nice fire going next to your shelter. Something's gently simmering in the cooking pot. You sit down, finally feeling like you can relax after a trying day. You feel a tickling at your feet, insistent and prolonged. Reaching down to brush whatever it is away, your hand comes in contact with something hard, long, and flexible, winding its way around your boot. You look down to see a centipede the size of your arm casually making its way over your feet toward the far side of your camp. You would get out of that camp, wouldn't you? That's exactly what my friend did when he realized he had started his fire over a centipede nest. Plants. And lest we forget, do not let your guard down around the plants. I had discovered a wonderful collection of giant flowers. They were bright pink and grew in a circle around a central stalk. What an aroma. I lack the words to describe how delectable it was. Sweet, fruity, and light, with just a hint of something tangy. Looking closer, I saw some berries growing on the stalk in the center of the flowers. Well, I just had to have them. So I started pushing my way through the flowers. Then the vines growing around the base of the plant began to twitch, and the blooms turned toward me. It was at that moment I saw the blooms weren't actually flowers, but hinged jaws. I had been fooled by its camouflage. I quickly retreated, pushing my way back out just in time. The blooms slammed shut. If I had still been standing there trying in vain to reach the berries, I wouldn't be writing this book today. Crazy. Oh, I can jump and grab it. History of the Living Lands 3, Glossolalia. In the ruins of Ukaizo, the great city of the ancient Huana in the Dead Fire, I once found a curious inscription. So the Huana are the people who live there. They were at war with the Rauatai. Is that what they're called? The Kai's race. The inscription was written in 3 languages and arranged in a circle around a small pool of water. 2 of the languages were unknown to me. The first of these scripts was largely runic, rounded and orderly, and looked like it was meant to be painted rather than chiseled into stone. It put me to mind of the architecture of Engwith, with its frequent arches and odd conjunctions of angles. Engwithians were another ancient people. The other language branched off one long stem. This one was curious. At first I thought I was meant to read it left to right, but the characters' shapes didn't have a flow that felt intentional. It wasn't until I tilted my head that I understood what I was attempting to read. I was attempting to read it on its side, that I was instead meant to read it from top to bottom and likely right to left. Fascinating. I've seen nothing like it in all Aora. The third of the scripts I recognized. It was Near Ancient Huana, a language I'd studied idly in my youth. I'd been obsessed with its more logographic predecessor, Far Ancient Huana. So there's Near Ancient and Far Ancient for many years. What a pleasure at last to see something I knew. After a few hours of meditation, I recall enough of the alphabet to take a stab at a transcription. Ka Wingaro Owaturi, so they write this. Wingaro Owaturi, King of Ukaizo, the King of Kings. It has the cadence of a dedication. Could this last inscription be the key to deciphering the 2 other unknown languages? Interesting. Lots of different languages here. The Great Western Stag. One day Eothas was sitting on a wall watching a cat play in the sun. A crystal hung in a nearby tree had fragmented a sunbeam and scattered small motes of light on the ground. They danced around the cat, sliding over him as he frantically batted at them. He spun in place following one as it rushed past him and leaped on it, trying to pin it down. Eothas smiled, amused at the animal's tenacity. The cat landed on a spot, placing his paws over it, only to watch it flit away again. Eothas watched the cat's tail twitch and slap at the ground, annoyed that his prey could not be pinned. "Why must you tease him?" a voice said from behind him, accompanied by the crunch of sandals on gravel. "I merely bring the dawn," Eothas responded. "I don't stoke the hunter's heart. That's your responsibility, isn't it?" "True," said a second voice, "but neither do you quell it. If the hunter could not see his prey, would he still hunt?" "So philosophical, Hylia," Eothas said, and turned to greet the 2 gods that approached him. "Have you come to debate the parallel between sight and desire?" He gestured to the wall, inviting Hylia and Galawain to join him. They sat in silence, watching the cat who continued to hunt the sun, fruitlessly swatting another mote and then rolling onto his back. "I have created the ultimate prey," Eothas said finally, breaking the silence. "It can be tracked, it can be followed, it can be seen, but it can never be caught." Galawain laughed lightly. "You don't agree, Galawain?" Eothas asked. "While it's true that your creation is elusive, it hardly can be considered the ultimate prey, because it never can be caught." He paused, his burrow frowed in thought. If that mode of light had substance, the hunter could subdue it. Otherwise, it's merely a dream, truly a fruitless endeavor. "All creatures spend their lives chasing fruitless endeavors," said Hylia. "It is the way of mortality." Galawain laughed again. "I could create a creature, a living creature of flesh and blood that could never be caught. I make your dream a reality." Now it was Eothas' turn to laugh. "You propose turning a fruitless dream into a fruitless reality? How is this any better? A life spent in the pursuit of an attainable goal far exceeds any other." "But you just said no one could catch this creature. This is not attainable." Galawain smiled. "Humanity has surprised us before. Indeed, it could surprise us again. I will create a great white stag, and I will set it free in the world. It will have grace, resilience, and tenacity. It will exist solely to be pursued for all its days, and it will never be caught. It will serve to inspire the hunt for generations to come. All those who wish for glory will invoke my name. All those who hear its story will ask for my blessing in finding it." Hylia shook her head and threw Galawain a bemused look. "I do not believe this is possible, so I too make an offer. To the person who catches this stag, and they will catch the stag, I will bestow upon them its grace, resilience, and tenacity. Thrice blessed will they be. They will ask for my blessing on the hunt so they can obtain my boon." Galawain and Hylia took up arguing whose name would be invoked more when the hunt was on. Eothas sighed, a small smile playing at the edges of his mouth. He stood and looked to the sky. The sun had already started to hide itself behind the mountains. The cat, long ago tired of the stalking the moats, had fallen asleep beneath the tree. He turned and looked at the other gods, deep in debate, and sighed again. I merely bring the dawn, he repeated as he made his way down the path. It's up to you to see what I reveal. Interesting story about the gods. Nothing is lost. The search for Ukaizo, excerpted from the collected journals of Wanamora Wave Chaser. The Ranga's men came to collect my portion of prize share this morning, and I had nothing to give them again. I make no money for the tribe, though I'm always in my little ferry boat, Grey Gull, carving through the waves. At night I get no sleep. Waiataro asks me to conserve the lamp oil, to come to bed, but I can't, not until I find it. I know it's out there, the lost city of Ukaizo. On every chart and map of the Deadfire I've found, whether Huana, Valian, or Rauatean, yeah, there's a gap, an empty space where so much of our history should be. Did it burn to ash and cinders in the cataclysm? Did it sink below the waves? Does Ngati clutch it to her breast at the bottom of the sea? Perhaps it's lost and wandering like me, unmoored, looking for a home it can't remember, but for which some insistent longing burns in its chest, an ember always smoldering, a little fire to push it on. Waiatara wants me to give it up. But how can I? On mornings when the sky is so clear I can hardly catch my breath for the beauty of it, I think I see it out there, shimmering in the brightening blue light. Is it a taunt or a beckoning? Would I be able to tell the difference? I ask the fisher folk when they return with their catch at sunset. Tabiri, I say, did you see anything? Or you, Mabori? Or how about you, Puira? They avoid me now. Waiataro says they're busy, but I know they think I'm tide-sick and sun-addled, the way Puira's lips curl in disgust when I approach. The way Tabir's eyes seem to see right through me. I know. They won't have to suffer me much longer, because tomorrow I'm taking Grey Gull and sailing north. Someone has to chase the old tales, so I will. They did end up finding it, too, I believe. Annals of the Pargrunnan. So this is just books on every race, every group of people. Just a bunch of different things. It was in the time of Edrahil the Sure-Footed that we came to Clyaban Rilag, an ancient place of the builders, as the locals call them. So this is when they first arrived in the Living Lands, maybe? It was a marvelous sight, a door in the mountain framed by a pair of ghoulish aspects. Through some exercise of trickery or cunning, Edrahil was able to gain access for our scholars, that we might observe and record what lay inside. We discovered a foundry of sorts, the like of which neither we nor our distant brethren had seen. Through careful observation, we surmised that the ancients had used this place to extract souls and transfer them to suits of armor. Delicate and challenging work, yet the scale they had achieved left us humbled and astounded. A foundry to produce soul-bound soldiers, basically. Armor that's had a soul transferred into it? Perhaps most remarkable were the golems, living suits of armor powered by essence. We lost 2 of our fellows when the creatures caught us unawares, but once we'd subdued them, they proved quite fascinating. All too aware that our hosts would never again allow us, nor other curious travelers, to visit this place, we took meticulous notes and measurements of all we saw, forsaking bread and sleep until the work was done. We reported all to Edrahil, whereupon he praised our work and urged us quickly forward, for if such a place lay abandoned in the forest, who can say what other mysteries gods and kith have left in this strange and wild land? Wow, a golem foundry, basically. Okay, nothing here. On the fire-forged path, the travels of Gyaric Yiltan. The book is well worn and smells faintly of mildew. Its spine is cracked, and as you thumb through the book's pages, it falls open to a folio more ragged and dog-eared than the others. Though I was born and raised a Magranite, and a Magranite now I will stay, as a young man I undertook a pilgrimage to visit a holy house dedicated to every god. In so doing, I hope to know them each the better, to take what they had to teach and sow it into my soul like so many seeds, that my soul might grow and bear only the most delectable fruit for my goddess to devour at the moment of my death. So it is with no small amount of amusement that I pen this account of my visit once to a church of Whale, the many-eyed, many-tongued god of dreams and secrets, revelations and mysteries, and reveal to you all I learned there. The challenge came first in finding adherents to Whale's doctrine, for for they are not often ones to announce their presence, preferring instead to build their flock from the solitary seekers who delve through ancient ruins and ruined archives in search of the strange, the bizarre, the forgotten. But persistence is my goddess's first teaching, and find them I did. So first he found some whale worshippers. The Whaleites' Nekatakan congregation was small then, as it likely remains now, and on the morning I stumbled upon them, they were lounging like so many cats in the sun on the steps above Queen's Berth, sharing between them a bottle of arak and pipes packed with white leaf and ripple sponge. I knew them for the Whaleites, not for any badge or robe or trinket they wore, not for their race or age, but for the ardor of their debate on the most benign of topics. I begged that they take me to their church and permit me to worship with them, and they laughed as one, their many voices like the howling of wild dogs. They acquiesced when I told them of my quest, and then invited me to sit and share their drink. I did, and as the arak burned a trail of fire down my throat, they showed me the dimensions of their hall of worship. The stairs were their pews, they said, the blue sky their ceiling, and their walls the edges of the world. All of creation sits within its bounds. As morning neared midday, they stood as one and began to climb the mountain. "Where do you go now?" I asked. "To worship," they replied. A great wave of relief washed over me, for at last I would have my lesson from them. We climbed the many steps of Nekataka and arrived at last in the sacred stair. "Where is your temple?" I asked, and in response they whooped like children, rushing past me in a squall of smoke and laughter. I followed as best I could, though I wet my good slippers in a stream and could hardly keep my feet on the moss-slick stones, and we surged, soggy-footed and hollering, into the Temple of Gaon. To worship, they cried. We shoved past dawn stars, bent in praise of their macabre god, all laughing all the while, and came to stand before a leafless tree whose boughs were hung in lanterns too numerous to count. I had nary a moment to catch my breath before the Whaleites were clambering into the great tree's branches. A young man pulled me up with one hand and handed me a pipe with the other. The priests of Gaon screeched and wailed, and all the while we squawked like birds, our smiles wide and eyes alight with arak and lantern fire. The Mataru came soon after to chase us away, but not before we'd done our share of singing to the many-eyed, many-tongued god of dreams. Would that I could have stayed with them a while longer, but alas, I could not deny my soul its journey, nor the whispers of my goddess in my ear. I took again to the road in search of churches, but I must admit, even after, I longed always after for that tree. Okay. These are just lore books, but I enjoy learning about this world. The collected annals of Lengrath. Whomever copied this work appears to have been in a great hurry, as if they feared being caught. The gods strip us of who we are on every turn about the wheel, mercilessly shaving off all we've learned with their divine lathes. We retain the pale shadows of our souls, but knowledge, memory, self, all of it is cut away. Do the gods fear we might someday rival their strength if they do not? The trees of Glanfath possess souls as strong as any kith, and their entangled roots extend for miles. But dig beneath any of them, follow those roots, and you'll see they don't end, but lead to a neighbor. They're many souls sharing one body. Why shouldn't willing kith be able to do the same? A limb may be grafted from one tree to the trunk of another, and in time they'll bear sweeter fruit together than either might have alone. Mightn't it be possible then to graft a scion's soul to the rootstock of a willing kith? Wow, the souls wouldn't fracture but coalesce. They'd grow stronger together. The gods see fractured souls, but they don't care for them. Damaged, broken people are abandoned by their makers to twist in the wind, given no succor, no relief. Would an intentionally fractured soul be similarly inconsequential to them? I will use their apathy against them. I will make their disdain serve me. A grafted soul is obscured from the sight of the gods. It spreads freely like a blood fever, but doesn't kill its host. No, I will be a fever of the spirit, invisible, unstoppable, eternal. Lengrath. Wow. And it was copied in haste. This is almost like blasphemy against the gods. The gods, every time we turn on the wheel means every time you die and come back, the gods take away all of your knowledge, memory, everything you've learned in a previous life, right? You kind of start again. Even though you're the same soul, you don't have any recollection of your previous lives. This person's saying, what if you graft a soul onto another Yeah, grafted soul they can't see. It spreads freely like a blood fever, but doesn't kill its host. Interesting. I wonder if we're learning the origins of maybe the dream scourge or some kind of plague like that. Webbing everywhere. I assume... Yeah, we killed these spiders here. I assume the oracle doesn't come here often. Wow. Oh, that's the blueprints for his giant golem that he wants to make. The life and discoveries of Pangram. Mention the name of Pangram to anyone with even a passing knowledge of animancy, and you could find yourself in for a very long discussion. Publicly reviled but privately lauded as a hero and genius, Pangram's history is at turns revolutionary, horrific, and mysterious. Pangram was fascinated, some might say obsessed, with the concept of animancy. It consumed his life as he dedicated everything to understand it. He would frequently travel to Glanfath and the Deerwood to visit the Ingwithan ruins. There he would take notes and make sketches, bringing anything back with him that he could to help him unlock the mysteries. After years of study, Pangram had reached the point where he could no longer conduct research on his own, and he took on an assistant, Helig of Thane. Helig. I've heard that name before, haven't I? Soon, Helig was making trips to Glanfath in Pangram's stead, gathering knowledge while Pangram stayed behind to experiment. This partnership quickly bore fruit, and Pangram made a breakthrough, one that would irrevocably change his life and the general attitude about animancy forever. While the specifics of his experimentation will never truly be known, the rumors and stories that still circulate tell that he had sent out inquiries, asking for live subjects for help with a dangerous experiment that might change their life, or might end it. Those who were already dying were especially encouraged to apply. Response was overwhelming, and Pangram had his pick of numerous willing bodies. That is when he had his breakthrough. He discovered a way to fix a soul, anchoring it to its body so it couldn't leave at death. He had discovered eternal life. His research and life's work had resulted in the greatest single discovery that animancy could hope for. His findings were published and quickly spread through Valia and beyond. While some groups, the Wodekan Church for example, decried his work as nothing more than blasphemy and heresy, many put it to practice. So the Wodekan Church, or Wodekan, they hate animancy. That's the Empire. The Adiran Empire is mostly Wodekan. So the Empire also tries to stamp it out. But other, nations and stuff, Fior and Valia, they allow animancy. Everyone wanted the chance at immortality. But everything comes with a cost. It quickly became apparent that simply restraining the soul while keeping the person technically alive was doing nothing for the body, which continued to decay, devolving and warping the soul now trapped inside it. The creatures it created were dangerous, carnivorous beasts that killed brutally and indiscriminately. The backlash was ruthless. The practice of Pangram's discoveries was outlawed. His works were collected and burned. He and Helig were branded heretics and hunted, chased from town to town until Pangram simply vanished. Oh, wonder what happened to him. Helig was tracked down, captured, and brought to trial for the atrocities committed against Valia and its people. The trial was barely more than a formality to bring charges against him, as everyone knew what hand he had played in the disaster. He was sent to prison for years, but eventually released once public outrage died down. Not long after his parole, he disappeared as well. Whoa. Occasionally talk surfaces that a copy of Pangram's theorems has been found, untouched by the purging flames that destroyed its brothers. These rumors seldom end up being more than that. Many groups and wealthy individuals have formed, sending out a call to anyone who will listen, find us a copy of the theorems. They offer gold, jewels, status, anything they can to entice adventurers to help them achieve their goals, for there are those who would give anything a chance at immortality. Give anything a chance at immortality, even become a monster. So, a little bit weird wording at the end there, but basically, yeah, so the animancy staples your soul to your body, so you can't die, because your soul doesn't disappear when you... Like, if I had a heart attack, my soul would disappear, so I'm still in my body. But of course, the biological aspect is that your body continues to decay, and that erodes your soul, your mind, and you eventually become a zombie, basically. And everybody, yeah, a lot of people were doing it. But then very quickly, yeah, a lot of backlash. Interesting. Okay, let's just make sure we don't miss anything. Eothasian prayer? Eothasian? Okay. The sun god. Yeah, this is a prayer by the Oracle, I assume. The Deerwood Part 5, The Proliferation of Animancy. Animancy, outlawed while under Adiran rule, was technically no longer taboo after Hadrit's rebellion. Academics began its study again in earnest in 2681. By 2697, wow, so almost 20 years later, there were almost 40 academics actively researching the field both in the Deerwood and the Valian republics, even though no significant results had been discovered. But in Adir, it's still illegal, yeah. A tragic breakthrough of sorts happened in 2704. So five years, no, what am I saying, 7 years later? An animancer working in Bale Reach accidentally shattered the souls of about a dozen volunteers who had been helping him. In retaliation for the deaths, shattered their souls? What does that even mean? In retaliation for the deaths, the citizens of the area stormed his house and killed him. The Earl of the region, not wanting to waste resources or anger the locals any more than they already were, did nothing to find the head of the vigilante mob, but neither did he outlaw animancy. To ensure their own safety, most animancers moved from the rural areas where they were studying and settled in Defiance Bay, many of them choosing the emerging and wealthy district of Brackenbury as their new home of operations. While there were still a few breakthroughs and the study of animancy continued for the next 24 years, it quickly slowed as it became cost-prohibitive and complicated the more people learned about it. Most animancers couldn't afford to continue research without the support of donations or gifts from wealthy individuals and organizations. In 2737, some animancers, desperate to continue their studies and seeing no other means of furthering their research, entered the forbidden ruins of Aer Glanfath to further their research. The writing getting a little awkward here, but they discovered some such sites had strange artifacts that seemed to bear affinity to soul essence, and began to prod at the devices for further insight. Even with continued research, they are unable to tell quite what they have discovered. Eventually, they were found out by the Glanfathans, who captured some of them, demanding they be punished for their crimes. The Deerwoodian authorities, in order to maintain their treaties and keep the peace, had no choice. They allowed the animancers to be executed according to the Glanfathan tradition. This led the Duke to make an additional proclamation. The study and practice of animancy on or even near the sacred Glanfathan sites would be punishable by death. In 2780, so that was 2737, so this is over 40 years later. In order to solidify relations again with the Glanfathans, the Deerwooden government allowed some animancers to begin training and experiments in conjunction with the Glanfathan mind hunters, their native ciphers. This was an exchange of information. The animancers documented the secrets of the mind hunters' powers. The mind hunters learned new techniques for concentration, which assisted them in taking their powers to a level no Glanfathan had seen before. The ciphers, no longer wary of the animancers' intentions, trusted them to such a level that they convinced the Glanfathans to give some animancers limited access to some of the training sites where the Glanfathans practiced. The Animfaths of the Glanfathan tribes opened the training grounds to the animancers. They were not allowed inside, as this was still strictly forbidden, but the general allowances by the Glanfathans were seen as a breakthrough in relations between the Deerwood and Aer Glanfath. Over the next 8 years, the animancers' research would continue unimpeded. With the exception of some minor squabbles, there has been no major strife between the two groups for almost 120 years since. Wow. So it's currently almost the year 3000 here, I think. Okay. Well, let's take a look at this. Statue schematic. This drawing details plans for the creation of a large statue powered by essence. The essence is intended to be injected into the statue by array of animantic devices. Where such a vast store of essence might come from and what a statue could do with it is unclear. Jeez. That is a lot of lore. Holy cow. Just tons of stuff. Learning a lot about the world, but also, yeah, animancy is very cool. I like reading about how did they get started with this stuff, you know? Okay, just getting these notification icons off here. I think everything else is good. Which trinket am I wearing right now? This is the currency one. Yeah, okay. Kai, you want to take care of that, buddy? Whoa, you just missed Marius. Careful. Okay, I don't think there's anything else in here that I missed. I don't think I can get up there. And I have no map for this. Oh, it's telling me... Oh, there's something up there. Okay, well, I can't get that. Oh, and I actually didn't pick that up. I broke those things just now. I can't grab that, so let's keep going. Ooh. Okay. As we delve deeper and deeper under this temple. Yeah, houses. That looks pretty shallow. An ancient skeleton. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, it's Zaurips. Okay. Thought one of them saw me. Purification of the Pilgrim. I hope that in coming to this place, standing before the splinter and turning my mind to prayer, that I would feel something. Now, this is the splinter of Eothas, right? That I would experience the solace the other godlike speak of. Oh, this is a godlike. This state that they call grace. But my dreams remain as silent as this eerie godless tomb, and I'm ashamed to feel so lonesome and bereft. To truly love the gods is to be faithful to the void. That is what the oracle tells me. If I look outside of myself to the here and now, for that which I desire, that I will always remain unsatisfied. I must go down into myself, into the still wide emptiness, to discover that I already have everything I need. The many voices of wail I wish would whisper in my ear, even had I heard them, they would not be evidence of their love. That evidence persists already in my soul, in the void to which I have not been true, and it is from the moment they plucked my soul from the wheel and gave it unto my body to be born. It is the chime. The chime is the evidence of their love. And if it is all that I ever have of them, then I should fall to my knees in gratitude, for it is more than most kith will get. But to know this solace that I seek, then I must give up any desire for their love, and learn to love the void. Very strange. I'm hearing another treasure thing maybe outside here. Oh, are they fighting? Young water beetles. Oh, they're fighting. That's what all that noise is. Nice shot, Marius. Oh boy, that guy's gonna die. Oh, get wrecked. Oh, I killed him. Okay, never mind. Nice. Oh. Yeah, the voice in my head is telling me what's been twisted out of shape. Oh, did I accidentally electrocute you, Kai? I'm sorry, buddy. Oh, he's taking damage. Let's put this... Yeah, this one on so I can regenerate essence. You guys both zapped? Marius looks okay. Yeah, giant beetle twisted by the Dream Scourge or something? Is that what that voice was telling me? There's obviously something up there. Ah. Take that. It's kind of hard to see them sometimes in all this glowing stuff, right? Nothing in here, I assume. Oh. What was that? Somebody... It's like one of my companions used an ability on me. So I can go up there. This guy had a grenade. Okay. I guess I can't get up here, can I? Maybe I can get up there? Holy cow. This temple is large. Oh, there's one of his devices. Oh! I turned it on. I haven't been able to do that yet. What did that do? I mean, I can't get over there. I'll probably have to get that thing on the way back. I'm hearing another treasure. I'm assuming it's in here.
Repose, a pulse beating out of time. Should it be disturbed?
Consecration prayer. With this leaving of his precious body, we commemorate our most glorious God with all his saints. Let us commend ourselves to Eothas. Okay. Huh. I guess I'll go in here.
If it weren't for the creepy oracle and the invading roots, this place would be kind of nice.
Yeah. Oh.
Nice. I must have missed it.
Oh, wow. These are doing something. I'm just not sure what they're doing yet. Did it open that door? Oh, it opened this door. Ah, because I needed to get both of these? I saw... Yeah, I think when I touched those things, it lit up. Those symbols lit up. Just like in the very first door that we encountered when we first came down here, it looked like that. But one of them was broken. This one obviously not broken.
There's the relic. It can't be as easy
Wow.
as just grabbing it.
That's the shard.
Right. I haven't been in a lot of ancient ruins, but you don't have to be an expert tomb robber to think this is probably a trap.
Yeah.
Let's see if that opens.
Yeah. Whoa. Sarcophagus. Holy shit. Turquoise pelt, yeah. Nice. We are robbing tombs here, boys. Nothing else in here? How did I get to the other side? That door's still locked, it looks like. It's barred. Oh boy, I feel like when I grab that... I don't think I can break that wall. Right? Oh.
No one said
Wow.
anything about tight spaces.
No one said anything about tight spaces. He's nervous. History of the Living Lands 4, redacted. Every page of this book has been painted black, except for the very last, which features a large drawing of an unusually ornate key and a note written in the runes of an unknown language. Beneath them, someone scribbled, "How do their agents keep finding my work? They've already defaced 3 versions of this volume alone. I don't know what they find so objectionable about my theories on the meaning of the godless language, but I'm done rewriting it. You bastards win, no more." The note above has been amended by a more measured hand, likely sometime after the first note was written. I've compared my notes regarding the inscription from Ukaizo with the script on the intact clay tablet in my lab and realized they share several shapes in common. I may be able to make some headway in translating this if I can find an expert at the Godless. The Godless are somehow linked to this ancient city of Ukaizo. Another amendment follows, but that too has been mostly blacked out. Near the end of the redaction, the paint suddenly runs off the edge of the page, and a splash of blood stains the margins. All you can make out is a pair of shaky sentences circled several times. Yiz, could that mean God? Interesting. Oh shit! Oh my god, I didn't even see this guy. What? Oh. Get him, Kai. Get him! There we go. Holy crap.
That it?
Okay. Get some stuff here. I lit him up. Nice, and we make it to the other side. Vessel flesh? Monster parts. Okay. Wow. Very interesting. Okay, so I think I got everything around here now. Now it's time to grab the finger. And I'm gonna save it here. Oh boy. So these instruments are animancy. They're using soul essence. They're using spiritual essence, and they use an Adra stone. If I hit the Adra stone, it charges it or whatever. It starts doing its thing. Splinter of Eothas. Oh boy. The false idol?
We better get moving too.
Oh shit. Oh boy. Oh shit. Nice. Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't want this. Ah, god damn it. Marius, get over here, dude. Thank you, buddy. Marius, hit that guy. There we go. Oh shit. Godless Executioner. Oh boy, I gotta get out of here. Gotta kill that priest. Yeah, he's getting healed by the other guy. Oh, I missed. Kill that priest. There we go. Thorn him. Oh! Oh god! Oh, that did a lot of damage. Holy shitballs. Oh, nice. Did that kill him? Oh, there's more. Shit. Nice. Nice. Oh. Nice. Oh, shit. Oh, I missed. Nice. Oh god. Ah. Oh, I was trying to switch weapons there. Holy cow. Let's slowly get our magic back here. What a battle. A ton of undead warriors appear. I got that undead executioner at least. Wow, these guys all had essence potions? That is crazy. Okay. Pelt. Okay, let's check this godless executioner. Adra, yeah, gold, greatsword, iron, lots of stuff. Fantastic. Okay. Take that guy's stuff. And I shot that already, right? Yeah. Okay. Sword. Soul pods. I think I got everything. Crazy. Okay. Well, the battle continues here. Let's put the swollen net on.
Oh, we too.
Whoa!
The way out must have flooded during that earthquake. Blessed.
Oh,
winds.
man.
Well, better a flood than a cave-in.
Okay, now hold on. Okay, let's go check this out. I turned that on. It opened this door. Okay. Don't see anything else here. Yeah, sweet. Getting some loot. Man, we're feeling very strong. I think killing some of these bounties before, you know, pursuing the main quests did a real number for our success rate at beating this stuff. Okay, I think... Oh, God. Oh, I made it. I think I'm going to go back here, because I know there's something down there, right? Because now that... yeah, this was way up high in the air, this platform here. And somehow this tree grew up and connected to it, but... I'm gonna go down here. I think that's where the, let's save again. I think this is where the treasure was. Hell yes. Yeah, and there's all the books. Good thing we read all those books before they got soaked. And we swam all through here. There was no other places to go here. Pretty sure, yeah, okay. Let's go up. Okay, oh God! Kai, get out of the way. Made me fall. Okay, I can jump across to there. Ugh. There is another way I could potentially go as well over there, so I'm kind of... Oh, God. Okay. Trying to find if there's any secrets over here, and it looks like there is. Woo! Big old chest. Hell yeah. Common arquebus. Okay. I think I'm going to break down a couple of these weapons that I don't need, like this greatsword weighs 8.5. Break that down. Break this down. There we go. Keep our weight in check. Hang on to the halberd, sure. Okay. Nice. Making sure I don't miss anything here. Did all that over there. So let's go back this way. Oh man. Still very unstable here. A little bit worrying. More skeletons here. These ones staying dead. Don't see anything on the ground. Nothing I can blow up or break. So let's keep climbing here. Trying to find our way back out. Now that we have the shard. We've got the, let me see it. The splinter. A brittle shard of shin bone purportedly chiseled from the skeleton of Eothas' god titan, which remains interred at Moi Guieth in Ukaizo. Yeah. Which nobody knows how to get to. Whoa. What's back here? Margaret's blessing? What is this? I could go down there. Ooh. I want to make sure I don't miss anything here first. Nothing back here? Okay. Okay, so I see 3 of these things that are connected to, I'm assuming, power sources. Oh, here we go. Okay, so hold on. I can do all that. Let me just see what else is
Why
here.
does he come here? Why does he build the idol in this place?
I'm gonna unbar the door, but I'm not gonna go through it yet. Should I mess with this? That was easy. No traps?
Something's not right here. Take a look around.
No shit, Kai. Something is definitely not right here. A bunch of dead Adirans. This is the expedition. Yeda, that was the captain of the expedition. What happened here? On the Binding of Souls. The margins of this text are scribbled with notes and references. The ink-stained pages appear to have seen much use in earlier times. The removal and transference of souls is a practice both ancient and sophisticated. There's evidence that the Anguithans were particularly adept at this, yet few details have survived them. Someone scrawled Annals of the Pargrunen, pages 381-6. Okay. I've read that book. I have that in my lore. What is known is that the removal of a soul is a difficult process, and one that requires an expert hand and precise tools for any chance of success. Early attempts on a test pool of 138 goats, oh, I thought they were going to say people, left most of the subjects with maimed or fractured souls. In all but 2 of the 11 instances where the soul was successfully removed, the essence dissipated before scholars could capture it. The words transfer to holding vessel are written and underlined in the margin. The process requires conductive materials, copper and adra specifically. Immersion in water is important to ensure that the soul is drawn in a steady and uniform manner, with no distortions or breakages. A warped soul is at best useless, and at worst unpredictable. An arrow points from this paragraph to a scrunched note. Extraction pool. In CR. 18 feet wide by 3 feet deep. We've since mastered the process of soul transference and have seen the benefits of infusing forged work with the essence of animals and wilder. What remains to be seen is whether we might see greater gains from using the souls of Kith, where we would procure the appropriate subjects, and how much personality and autonomy we would want to leave intact in such cases. Wow. A string of notes winds around and below this paragraph, beginning with criminals, prisoners of war, volunteers, and ending with Forge Guardians in block letters. These notes are crossed out, and below them is written, "What of the divine soul?" So you have to do it with them underwater, you have to transfer their soul to a holding vessel so it doesn't decay, and this bit with the Pargrunen, they were referring to the forge that the Pargrunen found that made golems. It would transfer the soul into suits of armor. So maybe holding vessel. Maybe the suits of armor are holding the souls so that they can transfer the souls of some, I don't know, do something else with them? Very weird. Quest updated. So, continue searching. Return to the Oracle. You found the splinter. Books, papers, and tools in the Oracle's workshop lead you to believe he may have siphoned the souls from the expedition team into some sort of construct with the help of animancy. Yeah, I mean, these people are all dead without a mark on them, it appears. There's no blood. Yeah, this Oracle is not the one, the kind dude he seems to be at first, right? Okay, I don't see anything else here. Yeah, he carted them down here. Wow. 3 Preoton 2830. This is the current year, I believe, is 2830. New orders came from Darren today. We're to be sent to the Living Lands. The diplomatic corps has established an embassy in the port city of Paradis, and they need support cataloging the unusual ruins there. No doubt it will take months, perhaps a year or two at the very least. I had promised Rudwin I'd be in High Crown to celebrate Inetsu with him and the children, especially since it'll be Miri's coming of age, but how often are you given the opportunity to lay the foundation of study for a previously undiscovered ancient culture? I'm sure he'll understand. And Miri, well, I think my daughter will be glad I'm gone. It's not like the gods are making new continents. The world is getting smaller every day. So this is 17, so this is a couple weeks later. It always seems as though the moment I finally get my sea legs, we're pulling into harbor. And a charming harbor it is, despite what Darren told me, and not nearly so dangerous as the clerks in High Crown warned. I swear on the Queen, half my countrymen resent any city that isn't the Emperor's, purely on principle. There was a letter waiting for me when I arrived at the embassy. I suppose Rudwin sent it before I left. The cowards filed for dissolution of our marriage, but he couldn't muster the stones to tell me to my face. Let him assume it never arrived, for I certainly won't dignify it with a reply. This whole episode has given me a blinding headache, a horrible pinching sensation right behind the eyes. A week later, we've had a few days to settle into life at the embassy while the powers that be argue about how best to make use of us. While I was resting, the ambassador's clerk took the scouts to some dreadful little swill house in a rough part of town. The ambassador's clerk, I met that guy and talked to him, right? And this is the bar that, yeah, Kai has been to a bunch of times. Naturally, a couple of the younger lads poisoned themselves with alcohol. The mother in me wants to be furious, but I can hardly muster the energy. As long as Offrick's voiding his stomach in the canals and instead of a bunkhouse, it's not my business. So this was the scout that he got drunk, yeah. Think I'll take him, he's the guy who sent me on this mission. Think I'll take the team to Fort Northreach, see if we can't help their archivist identify the purpose of the godless ruins there. Next month? Oh, this is a year later? I'm not even sure. I don't know when the... Yeah. Blessed New Year. The team acquitted themselves well at the fort. With Caedmon's help, I was able to get down into the basement of the ruins there and take a good look at the construction. Naturally, I left the notes I took at the fort. I feel like I can hardly even think these days. But I believe I remember enough of what I learned to write a satisfactory report for the ambassador. Could those ruins have been the site of a fertility temple? I mean, goodness, look at the shape of their buildings. The Steel Garrote Inquisitor attached to the embassy has uncovered rumor of a holy relic in a cave here in Dawnshore, and she suggested we might want to investigate. I know I should be eager to get down there to explore, but I've hardly been able to get out of my bedroll since we've returned to Paradis. Ah, she had the Dream Scourge, maybe. I'll bet there's a cursed tablet with my name on it that Rudwin's installed at the Temple of Skaen back in High Crown. Nothing else could explain the hideous nightmares I've been having. Mushrooms erupting from my skin, my eyes replaced by quivering stalks, Miri turning into a tree, Rudwin splitting in half and opening like a flower. No matter what drug I take or to which god I pray, they refuse to go away. It started after she went to Fort Northreach. And that's where we first landed and found all these soldiers gone mad, and they were taken by the Dream Scourge. It seems like the Dream Scourge originated in Northreach, or at least it's spreading from there. I collapsed while we were gearing up in the market, and none of the merchants would help me off the ground. One of them muttered something about a soul plague and ran off to tell his mates. I tried to tell the man I wasn't sick, just going through a divorce, but I couldn't speak. It was like my tongue had turned to mud. The Inquisitor pulled me aside when the boys got me back to the embassy. She was able to press the locals for more about the relic. Apparently it was taken from Eothas' Titan skeleton, the very one I made my reputation discovering. Oh, and it's well known for its ability to heal anyone who holds it. I cannot delay any longer, I must find it. Ah, heal anyone who holds it. So she came down here looking for this to cure the Dream Scourge that she had been coming down with. She didn't realize what it was.
We found the expedition.
Yeah.
Looks like they've only been dead a few hours.
Only a few hours.
But how did they get in here?
They didn't come the same way we did. I'll remind you, we had to swim here. And look,
Yeah.
there's no way these people died of natural causes. Murder usually leaves a mark.
It's like every member of the expedition team just collapsed.
Yeah, that's weird. Fragments of the soul often linger near the body after death, but these corpses feel empty. The plans in the Oracle's workshop were too complicated to be for a simple statue. They remind me of the bodies of the godlikes who died a few years ago. Do you think the Oracle could have killed them? Yeah, their souls are gone.
Oh. Like they've been completely drained of
Yeah.
essence.
If I thought you could just zap someone's soul out of their body, I wouldn't even get up in the morning.
You need to get out more, Marius. Animancers have been zapping folks for centuries.
If either of you so much as points a stick at me, I am going to be very upset.
The Oracle couldn't have put the expedition's souls in the statue of Eothas, right?
That's what I'm thinking. Could the Oracle's plan have something to do with Eos's vanishing at Ukaizo?
There's still a lot of debate over what even happened at Ukaizo. Perhaps the Oracle knows the truth, or perhaps he's just as lost as we are. Eothas is a dangerous god associated with Eora's bloodiest wars, and he recently killed thousands of people in Deadfire. Now, we have a piece of him, and we're about to face a maniac who wants it desperately.
Yeah,
Tread
this
carefully.
is going to be quite the encounter when we meet the Oracle again. Oh boy. So we find his little inner sanctum here where he obviously drained the souls out of the expedition, and I wonder if he killed them? Yeah. So this was weird. The first thing I touched immediately opened this door. Oh, god damn it. Whoa. Wow. So I picked the right one the very first time? The other two just shoot darts at you. Okay, I want to go back up there. Let's go back the way we came, because there was... I just want to see... Oh. Come on. What? I don't know why I took my dagger out. Let's go this way. I don't know if this is the same... Oh, so it is the same place that we just were. If you don't want to do the door puzzle, you can go that way. Okay, fair enough. Okay, let's go up this way. Crazy. And we are going to encounter this guy right now. Let's do it. Not sure if I have time to play this entire encounter,
Even
but...
the flood could not stop him. Fealty or sickness?
I don't know what this guy's
Sickness.
capable of, but I've got your back.
Thanks, Kai. Yeah, this is gonna be a fight. I'm gonna switch my trinket here. Plus 10 fire damage, maybe? Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah.
There you are. I worried
Sargemus.
Lies like wasps.
Oh, he's got a flaming sword now. Did I see that the last time I came to him? Lies like wasps. He's lying to us. So I found 3 switches, right? I think I'm probably gonna have to smash those switches to stop the Titan here. Should we do this? I don't know if I have time. I think I have to stop here. I think we're gonna start with this next time. I know that's anticlimactic, but now that we've pieced together everything that's going on here, I think we're gonna start by talking to Sargemus next time. So let's leave it here, and I hope you're enjoying it. This is awesome. We're gonna have a big climax fight here, I think, and I hope that big guy doesn't animate. I don't know. I might have to go and shut him off somehow with the switches. But see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Peace.